Hey guys, it's your favorite mystic, TheSirenSayz. Welcome back to my commentary channel where I speak about movies, TV, and soon to come books, and everything that I like, dislike, the good, the bad, and the ugly, all in between that frame of media. We are back again with episode 3 of Tyler Perry's Sistas. I had to take a minute, because I felt like I was going to be more disrespectful than usual. Like, I was gonna hurt some feelings. It was not gonna be politically correct. So I really just had to calm myself down and think before I came on here. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm thinking, okay? So much has happened, yet nothing has happened, and I don't know what Tyler is trying to do here. I don't really get it. He's trying to make us think that Karen has been deleted from the show. And I don't know how to feel about that anymore. At first, I was just like, no, there's no way she's gone, And I think it's interesting because at first nobody believed it, right? Like, there was a scene, and you know what? I've heard somebody say that one thing that Tyler Perry will do for ads and TV line is appropriating it. They'll send out pictures and scenes that aren't actually going to happen. So we saw it, right? And I posted it in one of my videos, not the audio, but the scene. You can see some subtitles of Karen saying, "I just lost everything," meaning that she's alive. But now in this episode, they're talking about there was a body and the coroner is coming, and just really hammering home that somebody has been deleted. And so it's is she gone? Now I'm not sure, which I hate, because I feel like he's playing us, and I don't want to comb through the emotions of her being gone just for him to play me. So you know what? I said it here first. She's not gone. If she is gone, I'm not going to apologize, because it would be dumb for her to be gone. But I'm just going to stand on the stance right here that I don't think she's gone. I think that they're playing us. I think that something else is happening. And, there's going to be some stupid soap opera fictional TV magic. And we're going to settle that out when we settle it. But back to the disclaimers. If I say Tyrone Perry, it's because I'm upset with Tyler Perry, and I'm very upset with this episode. It was so annoying and stupid. So I will be saying Tyrone Perry throughout this video. Also, just to remember, these are fictional characters. They are not real. If I seem to be harsh towards certain characters, it's because they act really stupid and they're not real. So it does not matter what I think. If you disagree, put it down below. If you agree, put it down below. If you have a thought that I have not thought of, put it down below. I'm seeing a few new people in the comment section. What's up, guys? I've seen your input and it's very interesting. But yeah, that's about it. An opinion is an opinion. Everybody has one. You can have yours in the comment section down below. Just be respectful. Okay, let's get into it. I guess I can start with Karen and them, since that's what we're talking about. Aaron. I said I wasn't gonna laugh because we really don't know if she's gone, but I'm laughing because Aaron really, he took me out a little bit this episode. The way he was going at Pam, we're gonna be like, well, whose fault is it then, Pam? Thank you. Because she was really trying to sit there gaslighting us as the audience. I did turn off the stuff. I did turn everything off. Are you saying it's my fault? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Pam. Yes, ma'am. We are saying it's your fault, sis. That's exactly what we're saying. Karen only went to the salon because she didn't trust that you could be responsible. Because you have not been responsible for years. And you want to know what's interesting? Karen seems like the no-nonsense type. So we can actually tell that she actually does like you. As terrible as she treats you, we see that she treats all of her friends terribly at times. So obviously she likes you, and that's the only reason she kept you around. Because you're incompetent. yes, you have your useful moments. Like, if she wants to know something about somebody, she can come to you for the info. But, like, apart from being a gossiping, sleuthy little biatch, you are not reliable. And now she could possibly be unalived. Thank you, Pam. We really needed that from you, didn't we? She over here mad at Aaron, coming to tell Andi, he's blaming me. Who else is going to be? Okay, let's play in the fantasy that Karen is deleted right now. If it comes out that it is Karen that was the body and she is deleted, whose fault would it be then? Is it Karen's fault, Pam? I just want to know the reasoning as to why you don't understand why he blamed you. I can understand you being defensive in the moment and maybe you'll blame yourself later, and it won't help that he blamed you because it might make you feel really ooey idle without the S. It might make you feel really ooey idle, and I get that, and I don't want you to feel ooey idle because you obviously didn't do it on purpose, but you have a pattern of behavior. So at this point, it's gonna start to feel like all of this is on purpose because you just keep doing it, Karen. Sorry, not Karen, Pam. You keep doing it, Pam. So at some point, people are gonna think that you're doing this on purpose. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just do better. Do better. I don't even understand what's happening. Like, so much is going down and it makes no sense. No sense. Whatever. So, Aaron, I really liked how much he cares. I really like how much he was going on and on and on about, you know, like going crazy, almost getting jittery. Like, we've never seen him like this. Even when his wife was going crazy and she was a flight risk and, you know, it was dangerous for her to be around people. Even with all of that, he still was super calm. So it was very interesting to see him, you know, kind of go off as it pertained to stuff like this. It really shows how much he really does love Karen. And I like to see it because I do ship them together. I don't care what nonsense Tyler Perry is trying to eschew in the moment. But yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. I don't even understand. You know? I don't even understand. Let me say this. I did blame Karen in the last episode for what happened in terms of her being caught in the fire. And I stand by that. I don't understand why she stayed there long enough to get knocked out. She should have ran outside when she realized that the extinguisher wasn't working. I don't care what nobody says, okay? Now, you can have your certain feelings towards her and be like, no, you know, no. But guys, she was being stupid and irrationally so. I feel like Karen wouldn't even be the type to get caught in a fire of that type. It wasn't like she was trapped in there. It wasn't like she found a way in and then fire fell around her and she got trapped. No. It was literally that. She went in there, she tried something, it wasn't working, the smoke was too thick, she was choking, and she stayed in there trying to figure out how to get rid of the fire until she knocked her own self out. It's annoying. It is so annoying. Karen is so annoying, bro. And now we have to sit here worrying about whether or not she's being unalived because Tyler is deciding to play with our emotions. And you know what? I almost had no emotions towards this. Like, I was just rolling my eyes the whole time they were going back and forth. But after everything that happened with Zach and Fatima, I had a little bit of emotion left for me to actually slightly care. Or at least care to see what other characters' emotions would have been towards something like this. So, let's get into Zach and Fatima really quick. Next character, Zach and Fatima. So this was all about Zach's childhood trauma, and honestly, You could have saved that for Zatima. It just feels so misplaced. And I know some people are not going to agree with me on that. But sometimes I just feel like when they focus too heavily on Zach nowadays, I don't know, like Zach is always going through something crazy. And Fatima is always getting roped in and doing something crazy herself. But whenever they focus on Zach specifically, because you know, Fatima has her own stuff going on with Hayden, that never really feels out of place. But whenever we focus too much on Zach, like the money scam and now the baby mama, and we're getting like a whole 15-minute section on that, it always just feels like it's a different show and it's not Sistas. I don't know if it's the way it's written or the narrative, but there's just something about it where it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel bad like, why is this here? It just feels like this is not for this show. So I feel like they should just put that into Zatima. And guys, I watched the first episode of Zatima. I might make a video about it, but the long and short of it is Zatima was weird. I don't even know how to feel about it. It was giving Tyler Perry, but like worse than normal. Like his TV shows never used to be this bad. I'm telling you this right now. Like I feel like rewatching some of his good ones, even though they normally end pretty badly, just so I can get back that feeling of when Tyler Perry knew what he was doing for at least 3/4 of a show. But yeah, so Heather is her name. We're getting the names now, guys, and they're sticking. Heather is the name of Zach's official baby mama. We got the DNA test. That Michael's the little boy's name. I'm remembering all the names today, guys. Michael is his son. The kid is my son. Don't think twice. Who? Sorry, you don't have to do something cringy type of singing. It's Siren, okay? Siren. But yeah, he planned to meet up with her. And this is another thing. Sometimes these people act so dumb, it's annoying. So of course Fatima is like, okay, we should just pop in about 1 o'clock, you know, just pop in. And that's what I was thinking when he was talking to her, you know, setting up the time to meet. And she was like, come by 3. And I was like, why don't you just pop up? That was my thought before he talked to Fatima. So I'm like, why is it that you were so like, yay, Fatima is so smart, I'm glad I'm with her? I'm like, you didn't think that because you're suspicious of her, because you were already suspicious of her, you didn't think the fact that you were suspicious of her meant that maybe you should pop up on her? Just, you know, pop up on a B, you know, just pop up on her or something. You didn't think you should pop up on Heather? I just whatever. So of course Fatima is the only one with braids in this relationship. Thank God he listens to her, you know. His P curves to her D. So yeah. He's listening to her, so they are about to head out and we'll see her. But what's happening also is that Tamara is going rogue. She's trying to get everything from Hayden, and you know, Fatima is starting to catch on that she's going a little rogue, and when Fatima tells her not to do something, she's actively not listening to her and lying to her like she'll listen to her, but not trying to listen to her. Tamara got a bit of an attitude at the end of the last episode, like, who do you think you're talking to? I'm about to get all this. And I'm like, girl, you do realize that Fatima will kill you, or can get somebody else to kill you. Like, unless you are brilliant and you have this master plan, I don't know who you think you're talking to, ma'am. Huh? What? I'm sorry, Tamara is laughable to me. Like, I know that she's pretty good at faking around with Hayden. That's just because Hayden is an idiot. Everybody around Hayden can see this is fake. Even Danny and Jonah's ex was like, pathetic. They can see. So Hayden, you are really just whipped and an idiot. But we need that for content. So yeah, they're both dealing with their opposite things, but they come together on the Michael thing. Michael is outside. You have the obligatory grandma who's watching the kid but also judging the mom. You know, she had called DCFS a couple times. Nothing really has happened, but she keeps an eye on the child, I guess, to at least make sure he's not kidnapped or dies in the middle of the street. But we're not gonna give her that much, because she could have I would have at least, in all of her little exposition, her being so rude, I was hoping she would say, you know, he hungry a lot, I have to feed him all the time. Like, you know, make us have some empathy for you as a trash talking grandma. Like, oh, she feeding him, you know what I mean? Oh, she feeding him, you know. At least she kind of look it She looking out for the little boy. You know, she's rude and she doesn't respect Heather, but she looking out for the little boy. You know, but all I can see is that she probably just watches every now and then from outside of her window, and we're not really gonna give her credit for that. So she, you know, just drops all this exposition to let them know what's going on. Zach is having war flashbacks to his childhood. And here we go again with the narrative of the terrible mom. Even though his dad was nowhere to be seen, the mother has to be the one who is completely blamed. So Zach's mom was terrible as a mother. We've never heard anything about that man's father, like not one thing. We hear that his family be all upon him. I assume that is possibly including his father. But you know, we see all of that, but who cares? So what happens is Zach goes in, Heather catches them and is like, oh, why are you here? Blah blah blah, who cares? They proceed to have stupid Tyler Perry dialogue, but here's how I felt about it, right? It was so out of place. I don't know why it's here. I feel like they should have kept this on Zatima. It doesn't need to be here. We have so much going on. Is Karen unalive? What's going on with Sabrina? Will Andi ever in her life leave Gary alone? How is Danny gonna feel now that Tyler Perry is pretending that Karen may be gone? You know, like, there's a lot. The Jonah is out of prison. The threat is gonna be like, there's a lot of heavy stuff happening. We do not need Zach's traumatic backstory about how much he dislikes his mother because his mother could not handle being a mom. We just didn't need that, okay? In my personal opinion, put it in Zatima, you know, make that show make sense, because it barely does at this point. But yeah, that's what's going on with those two. As I said before, they used to be relaxing. They used to be the middle ground of the show. Like when crazy stuff was happening all around, you could relax with Zatima. But now they are almost just as annoying as everybody else. So yeah, it is what it is. Zach had to square up with the nigga of the house, I guess, who is honestly just there to mess around with Heather because he thinks she's attractive and to get a piece of that child support payment. So, you know, she's not going to get child support payments anymore because Zach thinks she's a negligent mom and Tyler Perry has shown her to be one. So now he's going to try to fight to get custody of the kid. And I'm just thinking to myself, you saw how she acted when you met up with her again. This whole thing, the trial with the lawyers and Hayden and everything. We could all tell that she probably wasn't that good of a mother. She's either the best mom and is just terrible to everybody else, or she is just as bad to her kid as she is to everybody else in her life. We figured it was the latter. Anyways, yeah, I am excited to see how Fatima is going to deal with Tamara, because she is gaining some cojones and they need to be smashed. Anyways, next character. Let's get into Sabrina for a second, because I just want to say, Tyler, you're not fooling anybody, okay? Why? And this is what I was talking about with TV Line and the pictures and, you know, showing scenes to be one way to make people look bad even, when really that's not what's happening. So they tried to make it seem like Sabrina was going to use Bayo for his money. But really all that's happening is that Bayo is offering to either pay her rent, which she turned down, which is very Sabrina-like. It's not out of her wheelhouse to turn down money, to either pay for her rent or to help her sustain some money until she can either get another job or get her old job back, by giving her some, I know that's not what he's doing, but the only word I can find for it is insider trading. I'm giving her some insider trading knowledge so that she can double up with the money that she has, so that she can be okay for a while as she is in between jobs at the moment. So I was upset because I was like, Tyler, why are you trying to make it seem like she is one way when she really isn't? You know what? That's really annoying to me. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't appreciate this, right? Whatever. Also, what was that outfit that she was wearing? I thought she was wearing a robe, but then when Bayo dragged her out the house and she left wearing it, I was like, that's an out. Well, I guess with that skirt. Her wardrobe needs to be fixed since she's finally dating a prince, Tyler Perry. Jesus, Father. Let's get into Calvin. He's missing, and we still don't know what his job is. One of the people in my comment section said, "I think he's a trainer." I said, "Training who? Training stunt doubles? Because that tumble was immaculate." Oh, Calvin wishes he was a personal trainer. Maybe in real life, maybe the actor is a personal trainer because he buff. But in this show, no way. Alright, Maurice. Let's get into it because it's part of the trifecta. I hated it because they really tried to add in all this emotion that nobody cares about. This man threw you in prison and pretended that he didn't see color when he did it. Now, what do I mean by that? Apparently, Q's reason, and I'm saying apparently because we can't trust anything that comes out of Q's mouth, even as the watcher. We know that Maurice shouldn't trust him, but even we can't tell what his true motives are because he just be saying anything to get by. So what he tells Maurice is that he allowed them to get put in prison because he knew that they had spotless records, and so they would get out quick while he would have been stuck in there forever for the bank robbery. Number one, why weren't you recording it? You literally just wanted to see if you could get him to talk on your own, but you didn't record the conversation. I know there were sections, because Tyler Perry is not good at writing dialogue for this show, where he kept backtracking like he knew somebody could be recording him, so he made sure never to say that you guys didn't start the bank robbery. But he said a lot of other things that incriminates him to being in the bank robbery. He said a lot of things that equates to him being the one who set you up and to him being the one who did the bank robbery. He said a lot of things. He said, I knew you two would be fine because you guys have good records. If I told the truth, I would be in there forever. Does that not sound like admission of guilt? He may not have said, I was the one who robbed the bank and I framed you. He may not have said the words plain out, but he said a lot of things that were quite obvious and alluded to it. Why were you not recording him, Maurice? Good God, like, what? Ugh. So he wasn't recording him, which is like number one, just huge mistake. And then number two, he's like trying to relate to him and let him understand. You know, Q was always playing the sad sap card. My life was so difficult. Nobody ever cared about me. That's why I had to get out the mud. That's why I had to do whatever I had to do. And it's like, nigga, you were not in prison, right? You met him. You were there with him. He was helping you live in your house. You were safe for now. Now, nobody was saying that it was going to be easy, but you were with Maurice and he was willing to house you. All you had to do was cook and clean every now and then, and he was willing to house you. You didn't have to do anything criminal. You were living in that man's house for free. You didn't even have to sleep with him. He was letting you stay in there without sleeping with him. And you thought that because he has a spotless record, I could just rob the bank and then when I'm done, pin it on him. Are you dumb? And number three, how he was colorblind. They're black. They are of noir complexion, Q. That means that it doesn't matter if they have a spotless record. If you put them in prison, it's gonna follow them. Some people already think that most black people, especially the men, have all been to prison anyways. Once you give them a record, it's only gonna make it worse. You weren't messing with some white man, a man of palm-colored complexion, and his white girlfriend, and put them in jail. Maybe then your logic would have some credence. It's still dumb because prison is prison and consequences are consequences. But if you're gonna act like, oh, but you were clean, how about you do that with the people who are more likely to get away with stuff? Now, personally, I know the tides have turned, and sometimes men of the noir complexion are more likely to get away with certain things, or at least get off earlier than they used to get off. But Tyler Perry is living by old time logic, so you know the colors of the skin of people who you could have done this to. Not these two, at least not with the random dumb mental gymnastics that they would be fine. They're black. How are they going to be fine after being put in prison, Q? This is why I just can't handle seeing Q and Maurice on the same screen anymore. It's so annoying and it's so dumb, and it just doesn't make any logical sense anymore, and I'm over it. I've been over it for a while, but like deaded. 6 feet under, deaded. My care, deaded, bro. Anyways, lastly, Maurice threatens him, and I'm just like, bro, like, what if he tells the police that you threatened him? That means that if he does pass away, if he managed to tell his police friend that you threatened him, you will be the main suspect. Did you ever think about that? What, you think that threatening him would make him so scared he wouldn't say anything to anybody? Q is a rat. He's a ratatouille. There's no street cred because he didn't tell on the people who did it. He told regardless. In street codes, real niggas don't say anything. They don't implicate anybody. Like, what? Whatever. So Maurice is dumb. I don't know if this is gonna work out for him, but you know, he might be saved by Tyler Perry logic. Anyways, next, since we're almost done at this point. Andi. How dare you, Gary? How very dare you? And Tyler Perry, I need to complain to you. I do not care about your stupid Gary arc. And that involves every little thing that you're doing to make him seem more personable that even doesn't have to do with Andi. Because I see it and I don't care. The way you're trying to make him seem like a really good friend to Hayden, I don't care. I'm not falling for it. But he's trying to look out for Hayden with Tamara. This also, guys, it's not just for us to be scared for Fatima. That's not the only reason Tyler is doing it. Tyler is doing it to show that he is a good friend to the men in his life, which involve Hayden and Aaron. Like when Aaron called him in distress and he was willing to like postpone his date with Andi. Well, not, I wouldn't say postpone his date with Andi. He was willing to stop what he was doing, put everything down just to go hang out with Aaron. I do not care, Tyler Perry. I do not care. I'm not falling for this. I don't like him. The same way you got Jabari out of here, the guy who assaulted Calvin at the bank. I think that's his name was Jabari. The way you put him off as an abusive criminal and got him out of here, and the way that you are putting Jonah up as a sort of like a main roster guy, but showing him as like the villain, the one that people are trying to get rid of, right? The way that you're putting Jonah and Jabari as bad guys and trying to get them out of here is the exact same way you should be trying to get Gary out of here. He almost killed Andi, bro. As much as I don't like Calvin, and as much as I feel like he is being protected by a certain flag and by Tyler Perry logic, at least he ain't trying to kill nobody. He is just not boyfriend material to me because he's too rude and he needs to make certain apologies and go through certain therapy for me to even think that he's good enough for Sabrina. But at least he ain't killed nobody, which is why I'm not upset that he's still around. I don't say get Calvin off my screen. I don't say get Calvin out of here. I just say that Calvin does not need to be with Sabrina. I just say that Calvin needs to come out of the closet. In any capacity. It could be buy pancakes or panbectuals, whatever he is, he needs to come out of the closet. But I don't say he needs to come out the show. I need Gary to leave the show. Because you're not going to sit here and romanticize and a boo-boo-er Tyler. Oh, he really laid it on thick. Everything going on between him and Hayden, and now him being so sweet with Aaron, calming Aaron down, because it was a role reversal, guys. If you saw it, and it's very subtle, and it's very good writing in terms of crafting an arc, a Zuko type arc where you're supposed to see somebody differently. Oh, that is an ingredient you add in there to get people to soften up towards someone that has done some really bad things. So you know, in the last season, whenever Aaron and Gary would get into it, right? Gary would always be hyperventilating and Aaron would be the voice of reason, calming him down, telling him to calm down, giving him advice, offering him help. Now the tables have turned because Karen might be deleted by the smoke. And so Aaron is going off, being rude to everybody. Justified or not, it's still kind of being rude. And now Gary is the one calming him down, offering his services, offering help, being the voice of reason. I'll say it again. I am not falling for it. I don't even know what to put as the title of this video yet, or what to put as a thumbnail. But I know that somebody's trying to clown us, and I am not a tragic clownfish. This is not The Sims. You can go to my Sims channel for The Sims. Tyler Perry says it's not The Sims. Stop trying to play me. This is not EA. Is this Electronic Arts? Tyler Perry, stop trying to play me. Get Gary out of here. Andi is so dumb. I say this once every episode, and I think sometimes when I don't say Andi is dumb, people immediately think that I'm giving her a pass. Like, I remember the same person I spoke to was like, Andi was wrong for how she came at Danny. I'm like, look, okay, I blame Andi for a lot. Watch my other videos, okay? If I'm giving Andi a pass, it is because the other person is more stupid in the situation, which is rare, but it can happen because Tyler allows everybody to be himbo, bottom of the barrel stupid. So yeah, trust me, Andi's not my favorite. Andi is at the bottom of the totem pole at all times because she sticks around with Gary. Now, Gary is still jealous about Robin, even though Robin has not shown up yet. Tyler, I told you what I wanted, Tyrone Perry. I told you that I want you to bring Robin back on my screen because he relaxes me and he makes me gleeful and happy. Instead, you put more Gary on my screen and once again make Gary and Andi the least stressful part of the show. I'm still stressed whenever I see him, but I see what you're trying to do, which is why I'm calling it out. Cut it out, bro. Cut it out. Nobody likes this. Nobody likes Gary. None of the people who watch the show like Gary. If anything, some women of the noir complexion, not me, just think he's attractive, so they're okay with him still being there for eye candy. I think we can do better. Get him off my screen. So he's trying to get on a lunch date with her, or a dinner date or whatever. He brings some singer to butcher Brandy. Yes, I said it. She's a good singer, but Brandy did a lot of vocal stacking with that song, and you didn't do it justice, baby. At least not enough for Andi to accept a dinner date with her abubuzer. In order for me to spend a dinner date with my abubuzer, you have to bring actual Brandy to sing the song to me. Sorry, I'm joking. There's nothing I would do to have dinner with an abubuzer, but I'm just saying, TV logic. Gary, where your money at? You couldn't get Brandy to come? Tyler, you couldn't get Brandy to come? And I'll just say, I'm playing a little bit. The girl was a great singer, but I just think it's ridiculous and I hate Gary, so she's collateral. I'm sorry, okay? But goodness gracious, I can't stand it anymore. I'm losing sympathy for her. I know in the last episode I said that she was a boo-booed, which means abused. And I know that I tried to give her a pass. But that is because when you look at the psychology, you can't just completely blame her. Obviously, it's a mental thing and she's too into whatever's going on. But my problem is I don't care. I don't care how deep into this she is. It's ridiculous. And I hate it. I hate it completely and totally. And I cannot stand it anymore. Tyler, get off my screen, please. I am begging you to get this off my screen. I'm begging. I don't even like seeing him anymore. I don't like it. It's annoying. And then she keeps getting him back. Like, she's a himbo. Andi is officially a himbo, bro. I feel like she's the dumbest person in this entire show. So what? Any man can just throw some money at you and pretend to be smart? And you just go buckle at the knees? And not even any rich guy. Just Gary? You have other rich men that want you, or other men who have better qualities. Paris ain't have money, but he had better qualities. He never would have hurt you. Paris got money and qualities, and you won't even look at him because you're upset that he called you what you are. Oops, sorry. Okay, fine. She's not completely a who. She's not completely a who. But look, what do you expect Robin to do when he ain't even got the full story? You just using him for his money. He's just supposed to be nice to you the whole time? Girl, get over it. Ugh, gross. Anyways, let me finish this off with Danny. Passive aggression is the name of the game at this point. Danny has a conversation with Jonah's ex. I apologize to Jonah's ex. Apparently now when it's too late, she decides to warn Danny about this man. instead of warning her immediately that it's probably not a good idea to talk to him. She warns him now. Daddy is being passive aggressive and rude as she always is. But of course she was just a boo-booed twice, so we as the viewers are not supposed to go too hard on her. But I'm gonna go hard on her. Danny, just understand that she is telling you that you cannot relax in this moment. She's trying to tell you that this man is crafty. And she's letting you know that he's out and he gonna be gunning for you. Just take that, Danny. Just take it. Because that's the truth. I know you have Preston there, and I know that gives you a level of comfort that you're not going to admit to, but it's still the facts. It's still the facts. I need you to call Andi. I need you to call Andi and tell her that he came back. I need you to do that. Because we need all hands on deck when it comes to you and this man, because you're unraveling. And I don't know how Preston being here is solidifying you, but I know that you're unraveling and I don't appreciate it. Okay? There really isn't much to say because she was barely there. I got an jump scare when I saw Hayden and Tamara pop up there, but we mentioned it before. Who cares? Alright, so we're at the end. Tyler, we'll see what's going on with Karen. We'll see. I still don't think she is unalive. I think she's alive and fine, and there's going to be some stupid plot twist that nobody saw coming or that you would have seen if you focused. I want Pam to stop crying because nobody sees you as a victim here. We've been seeing her asking you to do this stuff for almost 5 years now as a viewer. Nobody feels sorry for you, mama. Alright. I'm glad that Zach is being a good dad and all, but this plot line, it doesn't fit. Fix it. Also, apparently there's like discourse on how Zach is reacting to Karen being unalived, and does it spell doom for him and Fatima? What do you expect this man to do? He was so enveloped in Karen that he would just randomly sleep with her. Obviously he's gonna feel a way if she passes. I don't think it's weird. I would have thought it was weird if he acted neutral. I would have been like, what? Him and Karen have been through a lot. When I used to bring up why is he so mad at Aaron all the time, that is why. Because him being that mad at Aaron showed how much he was still connected to Karen. So I don't think Fatima should be hurt by that. He chose you. He cheated on you, which is why you should have left. But in the end, he made up for it, I guess. And now he chose you. And you're just going to have to deal with that. I don't think he's going to run back to Karen just because she got out of this fire. I don't think so. Okay. In any case, thank you so much for watching. Tyler, I can't stand you. Do better, please. I really just might have to watch for better or worse. Let me know if you guys would want some episode by episode or season by season for better or worse. It's a better show than this, even though it ended so sad for me personally. But let me know if you'd want me to watch that, because I don't know if I can watch Fatima. I might just watch clips of Brian and Fatima's cousin because they look good together, but apart from that, it's not interesting. Anyways, hopefully I'll be able to get this episode out as soon as I possibly can. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry if it's long, but I had a lot to say because Tyler's getting on my nerves. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye, my sires. Sue.